thought you were going to give out the under.
Pregame.tv back talking baseball, National League, St. Louis, Pittsburgh. Let me turn it over to the experts, VR and Bryan Leonard. Bryan, you like a side in this game?
No, that's the way to lead into a game. No football stuff.
With the expert comment.
Bryan's Diamonds.
Yeah,
one of my. By the way,
it is a daily
pregame, a daily listen, not listen, but I daily read.
You can tell he hasn't even looked at it because he thinks
it's a daily read. I read Bryan's Diamonds. I can't spell it. Bryan, you gave out 6 straight winners on your free plays. Some might argue you're better on your free plays than your pay plays, but that's fine. Since you're not sending me your pay plays,
for your free
it's
plays.
all good for me.
Charge for the free
I just
plays.
want to win anything I put out, so it really doesn't matter.
I like it a lot. Let's talk about this game.
Yeah, we got St. Louis going to Pittsburgh here. Shelby Miller's pitching for St. Louis, a good young pitcher they've had in the system for a while, pretty much a stud. In fact, they've got 3 or 4 guys in the minors that could be starting for a lot of teams right now. But he's only had 26 major league innings. Right now, I think he's getting a little bit overvalued. St. Louis right now, their bullpen is a complete mess. I mean, ever since Mott went out, nobody wants to close. They keep putting somebody in there. They can't get anybody to pick up the late innings. So they're having really a lot of problems in the bullpen. You got Shelby Miller right now. They don't want to put a lot of pressure on this guy. They're going to pull him out of the game early if they can. Once he gets to 90 pitches, they'll probably pull him. And you take a look at what he's done. He's been very good so far, but he faced the Giants, not one of the better offenses in baseball. He faced the Brewers. Three of their better players have been out the whole season. And Braun's been in and out of the lineup too. Pittsburgh's not an elite offense either, but I like the situation here. You take a look at A.J. Burnett. He's 0-2 on the season, but the way he's pitched is a whole lot better than what his record is. In fact, he's pitched 17 innings this year. He has an amazing 27 strikeouts in 17 innings. That's crazy. That's crazy for a relief pitcher who pitches 1 inning.
Only 8 walks.
And a guy that comes on and pitches the entire. He's just been blowing people away. Right-handed batters hitting 179 against him. I think there's some value here on Pittsburgh. Take a look last year at home, a 3.10 ERA. I like this game to go under, but I like the Pittsburgh side better.
What do you think, VR?
I lean to the under as well. And Burnett kind of rediscovered himself since leaving New York. He had a 5+ ERA in back-to-back years for the Yankees, and last year for Pittsburgh he was phenomenal. If you could have a 3.5 ERA for Pittsburgh, that's pretty good. The only thing that worries me is that St. Louis is scoring some runs. And when you could put up 6 runs a game like they do, sometimes you could overcome that bad bullpen. You get so far ahead that these guys don't have any pressure. They could throw strikes. They're not trying to trick the batter. They're letting their fielders do their job. And I think that's why St. Louis has been able to get by with that weak bullpen, because they are averaging so many runs. I agree with you on the Miller thing. 5 years in the farm leagues, and last year they gave him 12, 13 innings of work, great ERA, but you don't know much about him. And I do think they're going to have to develop him slowly, and because of that he won't get much work. But if Pittsburgh don't get to him early and St. Louis is able to put up some runs, that's the only thing that worries me there. Otherwise, I'd be all over the under as well. And if you could get Burnett and Pittsburgh as home dogs, I think that's the only way I'd look at it too.
Before you make this official, let me go ahead, because you mentioned you like the home dog and you like the under. You probably know where I'm going with this one.
Line and under?
I'm going to, well, if you could find a place that takes it, play the +1.5, parlay to the under 7.5, because right now the total's under 7.5, lay $1.25. But perfectly fine. Still correlated to parlay the home dog to the under, and part of the reason is that if the home team wins, usually you only got 8.5 innings. You don't have to sweat that bottom of the 9th, and so you've got a natural correlation also with dog to under. So
I'm a huge fan of +1.5. I don't lay 1.5. I take it.
But I'd sprinkle
a little on the money line.
Let's go ahead and get VR's used to playing +220. Let's get a +310 or whatever is that.
Let's do it.
Let's
fumble.
Let's sprinkle.
You blew your job right there.
Should we make it? Got away from you. Should we make it official?
Sure. All right, really like Shelby Miller. He's played very well so far in his limited time in the major leagues. But, St. Louis is one of those teams that has a lot of good, strong pitching in the minors. They don't have to have these guys come out and pitch 200 innings. They go out, they pitch 150, they're good to go. Next year, pitch a little bit more. But I do have concerns about the St. Louis bullpen right now. They don't have the closer, as I pointed out. And 27 strikeouts in 17 innings, and I've either watched or listened to each of Burnett's starts so far. He's been dominating. Even though he hasn't gotten the wins, the team hasn't hit for him. but he's pitching very well. And VR made a great point. Once he got into New York, he's a guy who was dominant in Toronto. He's dominant now. I mean, he's just a whole lot better pitcher when he's not in that big media circus.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh as a home dog here has some value. We'll take the Pirates.
Like it.
Let's do it. Let's sprinkle a little bit with the under. So
let's do it.
Excellent. We're going to move from the National League over to the American League. When we come back, we're going to be breaking down Tampa Bay, Baltimore. As for the football, it's got to wait for a little while. Gone. Stay with us. Pregame.tv.
Oh, way to go.
This is the second.